So hi all, welcome to CodeML, and today's topic would be pandas. And today we'll be discussing about the data types and the data structures which are available in pandas library, which is in Python. Okay, so first of all, as you can see on my screen, I will given a little bit intro on what is pandas. So pandas, it is a powerful Python library, a module or a package you can say, which will provide it has some available data structures, or you can say database. Data types or data objects. Okay, so with which you can work, load, read, manipulate the data set. So based on that, it represents the data in either in the one-dimensional format or a tabular format, or in a two-dimensional or even in a three-dimensional structure also. Okay, so there are few types of data types, or you can say data structures available in pandas library, for which you can get a faster manipulation and of the data which will be loading into that data type. Okay, so basically the most commonly data types or the data structures which we use are the series data structure, that is one dimensional, and also the other is the two dimensional, you can say, that is data frames. Okay, so these are the two primarily data structures with which most often we work upon. Okay, and mostly since the size of the series is immutable. Okay, that means we can't change the size of the series. So that's why 100, almost out of 100%, 90% of the times, if you are having the package, or if you are using the pandas, you will be dealing with the data frames. Okay, so I have also mentioned some of the advantages, or what we can do with the help of pandas. So what we can do and what we generally do, I have also illustrated over here. That is, we handle generally the missing data part, which are represented in NaN, that is not available number, or in a NaN format. Okay, so not a number, you can say. Okay, so that is a NaN format, and dealing with those type of missing data, or you can say missing values, we can easily manipulate and we can fill in the values with the help of pandas library. Okay, then to reshape, resize, and to manipulate, mostly to maintain the data set accordingly, or to drop the columns, to add the columns, these we can easily use and do with the help of pandas library. Okay, then to read the data set also, there are some built-in methods and functions in pandas library, by which you can load, read, and write in the data set. Okay, there is also a group by function, that is the group by function, by which you can group based on certain levels, or certain there would be some certain groups by which you can group the data set. It is as it is similar to the group by function which we do in the SQL, that is the database. Okay, so mostly for group by is done for aggregating or transforming the data based on certain groups. Okay, and even we can join and merge the data sets also. Two different data sets are available, which we load, and if you want to join the data set or merge the data set based on some similar column, we can do with the help of pandas. So these were certain functions, certain uh, like uh, task which we do with the help of pandas library. Okay, so firstly, I will tell you that how we are we install pandas library. So this is the command for installation. What you do, I have already written the steps over here. You can go to the command prompt. Okay, and then what you can do is you can type anaconda prompt. Once you open the anaconda prompt, you have to write pip install pandas, not in the not in the double quotes. You have to just type pip install pandas. If the package or the module is not downloaded, it will download it for you, or else it will show that okay, the requirements is already satisfied. Okay, so this was one thing, that how we can install pandas library. And if suppose you want to check that whether it is running fine or not, you can just execute the command, that is import pandas as pd. I will show you. Say if this executes well, that means pandas is already loaded into your is already available for your working. It is already available in your anaconda tool. Okay, and you have already downloaded that. Okay, so today, like this was just the intro for pandas library. Now we'll be talking about our first data type or data structure, that is series. So series, it's a like one dimensional data type. It is very similar to a vector in the NumPy array. Okay, I've already discussed about the vectors and in the like how we create a NumPy array. I have already recorded that lecture and you can go ahead and watch that lecture. It is already available in my YouTube playlist. Okay, so series is a one-dimensional data type. Like it first, and the most important part is that it stores homogeneous data values. Now, homogeneous, what it means? It means that it will store either a number or either a float or integer, or it will only store like string data type. It will not store one at a time. That is, it will not store like both integers or character data types at like in the one variable. Okay, so that is the meaning of homogeneous data values. Series will only store either a number data type, like the values, or only the character or the string format. Okay, and the other thing is its size is immutable. That means it will have only one row. Columns can be many columns, as in like there will be like comma separated values, so that can be many, but row will be one. That means it is a one dimensional data structure. So you can't like load multiple rows for the series data structure. Okay, so yeah, already I've written that it is similar to the NumPy array or vectors. NumPy array as in like the one dimensional NumPy array. Okay, so that was the, this is the thing that okay, we can't change, like we can manipulate the values inside the series, but we can't load n number of rows. Only one row will be there. Okay, so now what is the difference between a NumPy array, that is a one dimensional type, and between the series? So the series can have like indexed labels. I will show you with the examples that what is the indexed labels mean. So we can label the indexes, like it can be other than the numbers also. See, that the values are like accessed using the indexes, right? So like generally when we are dealing with the NumPy arrays, the indexes are mostly in the numeral form, that is 1 2 3 4, okay, starting from 0. But in the case of series, we can also assign the indexes like ABCD also. Okay, or even like the city names also, that also we can assign. So that is the difference between a series and a NumPy array. Okay, so this was the explanation of this line. Okay, now coming on to creating a series. How we'll create a series? So creating a series, I have taken one example that I have like marks of 3 students, that is A, B and C, and I have like firstly I'm creating the series with the help of list. Okay, so this is one series marks and the student's name. So these are two lists. So what I am doing is, okay, just 1 minute. Yeah. So this is like I have just created a series out of the marks list. Okay, so this is one way of creating the list. So what is the function which will create our series is pd.series. So this is the like method which will create a series for you, that is pd.series. It is very similar to np.array. So this is the function, this is the method for creating pandas series, pd.series. And you have to write like data is equal to like of what, like variable you are trying to create a series. So here we have given data is just an attribute and you are passing the series marks, that is the marks list, into our data attribute. Okay, and now what we are doing is I'm just doing a shift enter. So you can see I'm firstly typing the type of mark series. So it is showing us series, pandas code series dot series. And then we are also printing the mark series, that okay, in series format how it will look. So you can see it has created a like a tabular structure with these are the indexes, that is 0 1 and 2 are the indexes, and these are our values stored, that is 75 77 and 97. These are the same. Okay, so now with some extra attribute, we are going to create a next series, that is marks srs1. So now I'll do a shift enter, and you can see in the data attribute we have given the marks list, and in the index attribute we have given the student names list. So if we go ahead and do a shift enter, You can see for A it has stored 75, for B it has stored 77, and for C it has stored 97. Okay, so you can pass it even like by mentioning the attribute, or even you can, I will show you over here, shift tab. You can see for PD series it is taking these number of attributes, that is data, index, d type, name, names, copy, fast path. Okay, so these are the attributes which the pd.series method takes. Okay, so this is one. Okay, so now even if you don't specify the data and index explicitly, it will automatically, it will take on its own. So it will take the first as the data and the second as the indexes. Okay, so if I do a shift enter over here, now it will take the first as the data itself, that is the student names will be now the data, that is ABC, and SRS marks it will take as the index. So the second attribute which you are passing inside the pd.series method, it will take it as the indexes. Okay, so I hope you are clear with the syntax part of creating a series. Okay, so with the help of pd.series, we do and create a series. Okay, so I have taken an example of the operation on series data. So suppose we have two set of students. Those are like five students we have segregated, and those all are like from class A, B, C, D, E. But and suppose we have stored it into our two different series. Here it is like we have created a list out of this, and we are here the labels, that is the class names, are same for both the sections. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so now we have converted here, what we are doing here, we have converted the list, this list into our series. Okay, so with the help of pd.series, here we have passed the actual data, that is the our marks, and this is our class names. Here also the same, section 2 marks and the class. Okay, and we are doing a shift enter. A minute, shift enter. Now we will do a shift enter. Okay, and now we are going to create, like we are going to calculate a average of both the sections per class. That means for class A, B, C, D, E, what is the average marks for both the sections. Okay, so this is this plus this divided by 2. If you do a shift enter, and we are trying to print the average, so you can see for class A it is 77.5, for B it is 80.5. So for all the classes, what it is doing is 75 plus 80 by 2, it created 77.5. 76 plus 85 by 2, 80.5. So here you can see 65, 65. So this will be like 130, 130 divided by 2, it will be 65.0. So it has created. So this is like one way of operating on series data. Yes, likewise you can also create some like multiplication difference, like there here in the example number 2 I have created what I'm trying to show is the sum, that is the total marks for class A, B, C, D, E. So I have just done see this variable name, that is the series name for both the sections, and I have just used the plus sign. Okay, and we have printed the output. So it has given the total marks for each class for both the sections in total. Okay, so this was series, and this was intro for pandas library. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this part and this video, and if you have some issues, please post in the comment section and I will be happy to resolve them. And if you like my content, please hit like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.